OGFN series. So here we are, and in today's video I will be showing you how to start with the necessities on building your OGFN project. Now, starting off, you would need to open a browser tab, and you would need to search off Reload Backend, since we need a core backend in order to work with our OGFN project, which we will be working on in this tutorial. So, after we've got our backend, we're just going to click on code, we're going to click on download, and we're going to save it to our desktop really quickly. We're going to save it to our desktop. Now, after saving it to our desktop, we've got it right here. We're going to download a couple more stuff, so we're going to download Node.js. You can run this since I already have this installed, but you can just click on get node.js and you can select the latest version for Windows. You can just do a pre-built node.js. You don't need a code version using Docker. You can just click either .msi or you use the standalone binary version. Alright, now afterwards, after we're done with that, you can download the Reboot Launcher. You can click, obviously you can see it's on releases, you can click on the Reboot Launcher setup.exe. Now I already have it installed, but I'm just going to show you. Here are the installation files for both of them. Now we've got both of them, and also if you want to set up a local database instead on MongoDB Atlas, you just need to type MongoDB server. You need a community server. Or if you don't want to set up this, you can just search for MongoDB Compass, which is automatically going to install the server, and you're also going to have a good UI which you can log into. If it's not going to open Microsoft Edge, of course. Hello? There we go. So, you can also check if I were to connect to localhost. It's going to say connection error infused, meaning that you do not have MongoDB server, which can be fixed easily if you were to go into Task Manager, go into Services, search for Mongo. Well, unfortunately, we do not have a MongoDB server installed. So we're going to just do that. So I can show you how this works. So we're just going to download the community server. We're going to do obviously Windows 64, and we're going to do an MSI package. So we're going to save it to desktop. Obviously, as you can see, we've got the signed MSI.part, and we've also got the MSI. So we're going to open this really quickly. But before I open it, I need to really quickly check how much storage I see, because if I were to use a little bit more storage... Alright, I guess their package is invalid, so I'm going to try and download it with another... There we go. I just refreshed it. So we're going to download it as a zip file, unfortunately, since we cannot download it the other proper way. Now, it's going to take 9 seconds since I've got quite the fast internet. Now, I'm going to... If my microphone cannot fall, I've already set it up my entire thing for Reboot Launcher, etc. So you just need to get a folder like this. You can just transfer these two files into a folder like I did right here. And after you transfer them into there, you can immediately just delete them. You don't need them anymore. Also, the Reboot Launcher installation file looks like this once you open it. and you can add it to the execution list. You can also create a desktop shortcut if you want to, etc., etc. I'm not going to download this. So, I just downloaded the zip file, so we're just gonna open this. We're gonna extract it into here. Just wait for it to extract. It's gonna take about 14 seconds. Okay, it's done extracting. And after we've extracted it, you can just this. Just gonna, if I can open it as a PowerShell. Okay. Can I please? Thank you. There we go, run with PowerShell. Now it's going to download MongoDB Compass, which is going to overwrite our version, and it should download server. Now, if this weren't to work, you can just go into Services, and you can search for Mongo. I don't really have it, but you can search for mongo.service. And obviously, if you, I'm going to close that because I don't really need it. If you also cannot find MongoDB inside of service lists, you can also reinstall it using the -- install inside of this file right here, or whatever, which one it was. I'm going to leave a link to this if you have this issue persistent, which obviously is the econ refused local IP plus local port for the MongoDB server. So after you've done this, I'm obviously going to close these because I don't really need them open. So we're going to go back into here. We're going to delete this because I don't really need it. We're going to delete also these stuff right here. Now, what else you're going to need? So if you were to do it the other way, which is using MongoDB Atlas, which I would recommend using instead of other stuff, which I'm referring to is MongoDB Compass with the local server, because local server you would need to be online, and you couldn't really have it connect to database at all times, because you would need to have your PC online. And if your backend is on let's say a VPS, you wouldn't be able to connect the backend to the database. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to search MongoDB Atlas. We're going to click on Atlas Database. We're going to click on Get Started. Now I'm going to log in, but I'm going to log in with my normal browser. Now, since I'm making this tutorial, we will make a new database in order to show you how this properly works. So we're just signing in. I just accepted the privacy policy and the terms of service. Alright, it's saying registration successful. Obviously, once you're at this screen, you can just go over it. I'm just going to skip it. And here's where you have to actually choose. So, you've got your cluster. You can either choose to pay, or you could choose the free one, which has 512 megabytes of storage, shared VRAM, a shared RAM, and shared vCPU. Now, you can name this whatever you want, because you can no longer change it afterwards. For me, I'm just going to name it Test Cluster. If I can close this really quickly. I'm just going to name this Test Cluster. Afterwards, it's obviously going to automatically select AWS and Frankfurt. We're not going to do anything else here, and we're just going to click Create Deployment. Obviously, we have to verify that we're human, so we're just going to select Fire Hydrant. And after we're done with that, you can see that we can connect to the test cluster. Now I'm gonna be blurring this, so I'm gonna copy the password and I'm gonna open MongoDB Compass. After we've opened MongoDB Compass, we would need to open a new connection. Before we do that, I'm going to open a text pad where I'm going to save the password, because I'm going to need it. Now we're going to create the database username. We always need to also copy username. You have to write these down, because if you don't have them, you will not be able to log in afterwards. So we're just going to type name, 2 dots, and password, 2 dots. Okay, we've saved them. And now we can click on create database username, and we can select a connection method. Now I'm just going to click on Compass right now, since I don't really need to do anything else. We're going to copy this string method. We're going to go into MongoDB Compass, paste it into here, and save and connect. Now as you can see, we've just connected to it. Also, we will go back and we will click on drivers. Obviously, we already have npm and we also have MongoDB installed, so we're just going to copy this and we're going to click on close. Now we're going to go into our backend. We're going to go into config, and I'm going to edit this outside of your point of view because I do not want my password to get leaked for this new account that I just made. So we're going to save that config. Now I'm going to show you how the test config looks like. I just first need to blur out all of the stuff. So here's how the config looks like. You've got your bot token and you've got your database. So this is where you insert the thing you got from MongoDB Atlas. And your bot token, you can just immediately make a bot. You don't have to worry about anything. You just make a bot and you basically just insert it into a Discord server. You copy the bot token, you enable privileges, and you set it up here. If you really want to know how to make it, and how to make the Discord bot, this is going to be my next thing after I show you how to set up the backend. So, configuration, here's where we start the configuration. So, we can set a port, we can enable reboot user, this is for testing. Enable crossbands, this basically means if you have multiple, like Android, if you've got PS4, etc. You can enable crossbands, which would ban the account on multiple devices. You've got debug logs, which I've enabled to true. Basically, it's going to show me whenever the account gets logged in, etc. Also, global chat. This is obviously if you're using the server, which you would enable it. You've got API. You've got website. I don't really suggest you enabling website, but the API, I will not show you how to do this. I will not show you how to do some other stuff which you've suggested me to do, because I do not have the permission to show you that in here. We've also got matchmaking in game server. This is going to be shown in later tutorials on how to set it up for the different connection methods I will show you. We've got battle pass season. I'm not going to show you this. We've also got version joinable and the auto rotate shop, which I will show you later how this works. Thank you. Damn it. Okay, never mind. So, afterwards, we've got obviously other stuff like support a creator code, enable auto restart, and etc, etc. So we're just not gonna go over that right now. We're just gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you how to set up the Discord bot. So let's go to Discord. Discord.com/ like, I don't really remember what the URL was, but let's just do Discord applications. No, that's the discovery app directory. We do not want that. Discord developer portal. Yeah, developer portal. Okay, so we can just click on here. We can click on get started. Now I have these two accounts, so I'm just gonna use this account for making bots. We're just gonna call this test OGFN. We're going to create this. We're going to confirm we're not a robot. And now, we're going to click on bot. We're going to select a profile picture, which I'm going to select this for obvious reasons. We're gonna also select a banner. You can do this, you can customize it to whatever you want. I'm not gonna question you. So username, we're gonna make this as a username as test OGFN, but we're gonna rename this since we don't have our Discord server yet. We're gonna call this, let's say, Ivory OGFN. It's just a random like project name. We're gonna reset the token. Now I'm gonna do this on the side because I don't want my token to get leaked. It causes a little bit of trouble, let's just say, if it gets leaked. So we're just gonna change the configuration or the bot token inside of the configuration. Now what else you would need to do is you wanna change the privilege gateway intents. You wanna enable all three of these and then you save it. Afterwards you wanna enable administrator. Can I save this? Hello? Hello? Alright, I think it's saved. Okay, so we're just gonna select the general administrator permission. And also if we were to go to auth, which is how to add the bot, you're gonna set up bot and you're gonna set up administrator. You're gonna do guild install and you're just gonna copy that link. We're gonna go into Discord. We're gonna create a Discord server. We're gonna call this, for club/community, we're gonna call this Ivory FN or whatever you want to call it. Then we're just gonna take a random picture. We're gonna send it. Now we're gonna paste this. We're gonna click on it. We've got the bot install. We're gonna install the bot onto our server. We're authorizing it. We're gonna click on I'm human. And there you go. We've got the Discord bot installed. So we're gonna delete that. You can obviously see it's got its banner, it's got its profile picture, and it's got its role. Which that role has administrator permissions. So now we're gonna create separate channels. We're just gonna do register. We're gonna create. Now obviously later down the line in the tutorials this will be fixed and it will also be customized to your liking. And also of course you can customize it however you want. It's basically your OGFN project. That's the Discord, so you can just customize it however you like. I'm just showing you how to set up the basic channels and then we can just change their names, etc, etc. We're gonna create a reports channel and we're gonna create an item shop channel. And we're gonna do space item dash item shop. Sorry. So we're gonna go into item shop and we're gonna create a webhook. We're gonna create a webhook and we're gonna call this item ivory shop. You can take this name. I'm not gonna sue you over it, but yeah, you can take this name if you really want to. Can I save the changes, please? Alright, yeah, that's the problem. File cannot be larger, damn. There we go, we've saved it. Now we're gonna go into configuration. I'm gonna scroll down until we find the B auto rotate. We're gonna go into Discord item shop webhook. We're gonna change our previous webhook, which is from the tutorial I did not publish. And we're also gonna go into channels and we're gonna change some of these channels. I need to first find where it is. So underneath, yeah. Underneath the auto shop rotate, we've got the reports channel. So we're gonna go into Discord. We're gonna click on. We are not gonna click. We're gonna first go into advanced and we're gonna enable developer mode. We're gonna click on copy channel. Well, it turns out I cannot even set up the config properly, so I guess we're just gonna go until where I started the backend. Before we do anything like that, you need to click on install packages.bat, which is gonna install the node modules, etc. So we're gonna click on start.bat. We're gonna click on run. And now with this, the backend should start, hopefully. Now, for the next 10 or so minutes, I struggled here starting the backend, and after looking at the configuration again, I realized that I did not set up myself as a moderator, and I could not access the create command, so I just redid the configuration, and I started the backend again. So I'm just gonna go back to that, so you can see where I can create an account, etc., etc. So let's just go there, because I do not want to waste your time. Change some stuff. Alright, the bot is up and running. I'm gonna reload Discord. Now we're going to go into here. We're gonna do, in register, we're gonna do / create. Yeah, you would need to have everyone as a moderator in order to create. Where I'm gonna have to I think this is changed in most upper versions of Reload. For some reason it just does not work. I think it's mostly on role version. Okay, we're just gonna do something else. We're gonna create an email, which is gonna be this one, which I have here, and we're gonna do a specific password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and we're gonna do dev avrix. Okay, why is the backend not turned on? Now what we're going to do is we're going to test backend using the 3551. Now for this specific tutorial, for the first tutorial that I'm ever doing on the series, we're going to do local. For the next ones, we're going to use remote, and we're not going to be using embedded. We're just going to use remote for the next tutorials, but until those tutorials, we're going to use local. So we're going to check. Obviously, we've got a /unknown endpoint called, which is reboot checking if the backend even works. We're not going to host, since I don't really want to. So we're just going to click on missing Fortnite. Okay. Click on launch. We're going to launch without game server. Alright, Fortnite is loading. Also, you can see that it shows that the backend is online. Now, if you guys want more, like, let's say, script with written tutorials and you don't want these kinds, just comment down below. Seriously, right now, while this thing is loading, please take out of your time and comment down below if you guys want more script written tutorials or no, because it's kind of hard to write them in script and it takes longer. So if you guys want the freedom, just say it. Alright, as you can see, we've logged in. Now, I'm also going to be testing soon on multiple versions. And for some of you guys commented on why 24.20 wasn't working. I'm going to explain that later. So we're going to click on Battle Royale. Later, I mean in later tutorials. Also, shout out to Burlone, who is the maker of this backend. He also said to tell you guys something else. He said that later versions of Reload will have a lot more features, and some features which haven't been updated, like the HTTPS, which I added to Reload specifically. He upgraded it, and it's going to be more secure, and it's basically going to allow you, if you have a VPS, to have SSL protection on it. So as you can see, we've got item shop. Now I don't have money on this account, so we can just ignore that. We've got play reload, we've got duos, etc., etc. I haven't set it up battle pass, so we're just gonna ignore that. We've got challenges. This works since I've set it up so all of the challenges are not completed. Now compete, I'm probably gonna show you how to do this. I'm gonna first figure out how to do this myself. So we've got friends works, and parties work as well. We've also got, if I can go into here, we've got, if I can find it, we've got matchmaking regions, which will work in later versions of Reload. Now, for the OGFN people who are using Reload as their backend as main source, I wanted to tell you that this will work in the future for setting up multiple game servers on different regions. But for now, it's not going to work since Burlone hasn't pushed out the update yet. So we're going to click on Don't Save, and we've obviously got everything here. We don't need to do anything else. So we're just going to close Reload, or we're going to close Fortnite. And for now, we're going to do how to set up item shop. So alright, so setting up item shop. Going down to auto rotate, you can see we've got the auto rotation on. Now, for auto rotate, you will need to set this to whatever time you want the shop to auto rotate. Now, if you want without auto rotate, you would have to edit this file, and it's pretty tricky to edit it, so I don't suggest you doing it, and I'm not going to make a tutorial on how to do it. So auto rotate is basically your way to go. You need to do season limit. If you're doing all the way to chapter 1 season 10, you're going to limit it to season 10. If you're doing to season 8 like I'm doing it, I'm going to limit it to season 8, but we're not going to do limits. We also have Discord webhook, which would mean if after the backend starts, it's going to send a webhook after the shop rotates. So what we're going to do, this is set to 6 p.m. and it's currently 5:35, so we're just going to set this to 17, 50, 40 technically. We're going to set this to 1740. We're going to save that, and we also want the debug log so I can show you that on backend how that works. We also have the webhook, which we changed. We also have excluded items. If you don't want specific items to be listed in the item shop, you can obviously change that. And we also have daily abound plus featured items, which means for upper versions, let's say chapter 3 season 2, whenever the item shop changes, you can obviously make this multiple if you were to use auto rotate, which I don't suggest you doing because the auto rotate function has a lot of bugs upper versions. So enough yapping, and let's get into starting the backend again. Alright, whoopsies, I just realized that the backend was turned on, so we're just gonna turn it on again. Obviously you can see the auto rotation debug log, current time, the next time is that, and if we were to calculate these milliseconds to seconds, it's going to take exactly 193 seconds, which if we were to count that into seconds into minutes, it would take him exactly 3.21 minutes in order for the item shop to rotate. So it basically just works. Now it's using UTC, which is UTC Central Time, for some reason. Now, if you're getting confused why it says 1440, it's because it uses UTC Central. What was it? I don't remember what it actually meant, but it's using UTC, which is Central Time. So, we're just going to wait a couple of seconds. You can see that the backend has started. Now we're going to wait a couple of seconds. Also, I'm going to launch Fortnite at the same time, so we can see the shop rotating in-game. Because I think it will rotate in-game. If it does not rotate in-game, that's going to be another bug to document, or to send inside of the reload GitHub. Whoopsies. Alright, we've logged in, and we've got exactly 2 minutes until the shop rotates. So I'm going to show you really quickly. We're going to click on Battle Royale. Please log in quickly. Please, 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 please. Hello, 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 hello. Alright, we're just going to spam. There we go, we're logged in. So we're going to click on Item Shop. It's going to say 6 hours for some reason. But I think this will be changed. I don't really know how to change it, but I'm gonna ask Burlone for other tutorials on how to change this. So it's gonna be corresponding to the auto rotate shop. So we've got 1 minute, exactly 40 seconds until the shop rotates. For some reason it also shows here. It should say 0, 0 and then 15 seconds. Yeah, and so it's going to rotate in 13 seconds. Three, two, one. And now, okay, it unfortunately did not show here. Now it has been posted into Discord. So you can see that the new item shop has been rotated. Now you can also change this to whatever you want. It's going to obviously give you the IDs, etc. So unfortunately, as I can see, this thing will update in 6 hours, which is midnight. And it will not, unfortunately, update here. Which I have no idea how to fix, so yeah, okay. So that's all for this tutorial. That's for item shop, etc. Next tutorial will be how to connect and different connection methods. Now, shout out to ACID TV for asking on how to make the tutorial for item shop, which he asked 6 months ago, and I unfortunately answer now. Sorry about that. Well, you guys will be shout outed, whoever asks questions, so shout out to him for asking this. Now, next in line would be some of the other people I have in this paint file, so shout out to them as well. But for now, you're not going to be seeing it in a video. Alright guys, that's all. And before we go, I wanted to say something. If you guys like this video, and if you want more to this series, please like and subscribe. But like, it gives me motivation to make more videos of these. And I know you guys requested it and I said I would do it, but it takes a lot of motivation to actually start trying and to start editing this video. So if you really guys enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you in the next tutorial. Now, I'm sorry for the people who actually wanted this tutorial to be earlier in the month. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it does take a lot of motivation to get working on these types of tutorials, and I mostly went dragged down when I made the tutorial, and I did not like the style I made it with, so I just remade the tutorial on a brand new desktop, everything, brand new Discord account, brand new account, which I'm talking about, MongoDB account, and the only reason why I had to do that is because I did not like how it looked like, and I just redid it for you guys' sake. So if you really enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. There's just nothing else I could ask for, and other thing, the next tutorials will be separated on different videos, so it's gonna be a lot easily accessible when making your OGFN project. And I'm gonna divide it between using Radmin, using Playa.gg, using your own VPS, and I'm gonna divide these tutorials so I can make them even quicker for you guys. So I hope you guys can enjoy this, and I guess that's all, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Peace.